Today I want to talk about my new hatching machine. I've done the first hatch in it, and I've had some very much mixed results. The top batch, you know that there are 3 trays in there, like I've showed you in my review, and the top one had a very good hatch result, like I usually do. The middle one, a few hatched, and at the bottom one I think only 1 hatched. And so overall I got a very poor result in this machine, and this is not due to the machine, but it's due to something else. We have been working a few days on finding out what the reason for it was, and we have concluded that it's a combination. Stay tuned. You know that the machine is placed in the workshop, and here you can see that it is below 10 degrees Celsius in here, and this machine operates between 17, it says here, or let's see, 17 Celsius and 25 Celsius is the optimal. So it has been very cold in here. That itself has not been the problem. This machine has a fan on the bottom and a fan on the top, and also a heater both bottom and top. And we were in touch with the company. We're checking on if the heating was broken on the bottom. Well, we checked on that yesterday. There could be a short that it works sometimes not. We don't think so. We think it actually works. The problem is that the water that you fill in to this machine, into these little red trays, that water should be lukewarm, room temperature, and it is standing here on the ground in this workshop, and we've had it very cold. The heater is not able to keep the workshop warm, so we've had around freezing temperature, a couple degrees above freezing on the floor here. So this water that I put in here is extremely cold, and every 3 days I put about 1 liter of water in here. Now that is what we believe, that this cold water that radiates this cold air then to these eggs on the bottom, and that's why we believe this was such a poor hatching result, plus a really cold air temperature. Obviously heat is goes to the top, but that shouldn't have been the problem, we would think, with 2 fans in there, except for that it's really cold, way above the optimum temperature for operation. So I will clean this machine and I will take it inside, because I can't afford to have such poor hatch rates, and then we'll be working on that. Otherwise I've been quite satisfied. The humidity was right. You saw that on the hatching of the chicks here in the top, and we believe that it's both the cold temperature here and this cold water. So we'll put it in a warmer spot, probably inside of my house, and we will be putting warm water in it. Now I've been looking into building my own hatching machine. I've also been looking into buying another bigger hatching machine, and we're debating whether or not we should do that right now. If we build one, we will build it very much well insulated with styrofoam and even an insulated glass in the front. You see, this is just thin plastic, and even here it's just a normal 3mm glass, I would think, or 4mm. You can buy these machines with a real insulated window glass, and I could even build myself a new door with that kind of glass in it, but that'll be much better for sure. So you see, there are these challenges here in these cold temperatures, and we're trying to work with them. So let me show you the chicks real quick and give you an update on that. It's still somewhat dark out here, it's just getting bright. I'm really enjoying these longer February days now. The dark time of the year is over. These chicks in the hatching machine, they were like developed until day 14 about, and it was really sad to open these eggs and see all these halfly developed embryos in there. At some point the temperature can just be off a little bit and the chicks just die. So the picture is a bit weird as always with this infrared light, but you can see these are the chicks that survived, that were mainly on the top, and over here you have these other chicks that are now they're 6 days older than the chicks I just showed you, and you can see how nicely they are growing, doing really well. And under the heating lamps it's very warm, and I have the feeders to the sides, so they have to go into these cold air temperatures, and it's below freezing right now, and that makes them very hardy. And then they come back and they cuddle up like crazy, and you think, oh, it's too cold under the heating lamps, but after a few minutes they will warm up very quickly, and then they will spread out and be very relaxed. So yeah, they're doing really well and growing really well. Here we have a chick. Huh? I cannot stress the importance of grit enough for these chicks. It helps them with diarrhea and all of that, where they really need all of that. They are eating so much of my sand, it's unbelievable. And when it's a little moist, it's the perfect kind of way to feed them some of the brewer's yeast as well, because it really sticks to the grit. Let me talk about vaccination for a short time. And I have had people that have asked me if I vaccinate my chicks and so on, and I don't, and I have no interest in it. The problem is with the laws, I don't know, I haven't really looked into it too much. The size of my operation right now, and I can still grow a bunch, and I won't have to vaccinate my chickens. Here's the thing, if you do it right, if you do a healthy, natural attempt with rotation of pasture, rotation of coops, just healthy chickens, natural cycles, you will not have problems that the industry does. It is the industry that vaccinates the chickens. Now here's the big problem with vaccination. You can vaccinate your chickens, let's say for example, against certain sicknesses that cause diarrhea in chicks or chickens, some of which are deadly, some of which are bad and they grow slower and all of that. But if you vaccinate them, the chickens will not build a natural immunity against those sicknesses. So if you miss on vaccinating once, then you risk to lose all your chickens. And it's much better to do a healthy approach, work with nature, not like the industry does, and then have healthy chickens that build immunity against diseases that try to come in but can't because your chickens are healthy. And then your flock just gets stronger and stronger. Plus, the way I do it now with having chickens in their third season, they have survived sicknesses, they have survived predators and all of that, so you've had a natural kind of culling of the flock. So I do not like vaccination, and I think it's unnecessary if you work the healthy way. And I will have to see when my flock grows, when my operation grows, if I will have to do vaccination. I have been in touch with the government agency there, and they've sent me some information, but it seems like I can still grow a bunch. So just a little update on the chicks and the hatching machine. Gonna get to work here. Hope you guys are having a good week. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.